robots have moved so quickly into a kind of advanced technology world where it's really impossible to even consider how fast things are moving. This is called the Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. It can kill a human target 2 miles away. It has everything that was ever designed in Vietnam shrunken down to the size of my fingernail and more. It also has encryption software so that no one can get a hold of it. But this is where our defense systems are going.
This clip was recorded about 8 years ago. Surprising, I know, but still very relevant. Actually, even more relevant today. In the clip, you see Annie Jacobson, an investigative journalist who discusses top secret military research from the Pentagon. Some of the work is controversial, ethical, and often classified. In this video, we'll explore the vast, secretive ecosystem of autonomous weapons, which are inevitable. The latest boom in AI has seen renewed interest in the field across several industries. One that few have been talking about, but that has been bubbling under our noses, is the arms industry. AI-assisted lethal weapons, also known as slaughterbots or killer robots. They are designed to identify and eliminate targets without human intervention. Some of these weapons are ones you've never seen or heard of. It's totally insane.
But what's also fascinating about the L3 is that it works on an operator's voice command. So the commanding officer talks to the robot through a headpiece and it follows. And if you've ever seen these in video, it's astonishing what they can do. I mean, they can fall over and get back up. They can climb terrain. But again, these are just the DARPA robots that we know about. I went to Los Alamos to look at the synthetic brain that DARPA is creating out there. This was the only picture I could get. It just shows the force protection outside.
If you're ready to learn about all the crazy and complicated projects surrounding artificial intelligence, robots, and war, then so am I. Let's dive in right away. There's an AI arms race going on right now. Some are calling it the second Cold War, although critics think that's propaganda, a narrative that will eventually affect effective AI collaboration amongst nations. The first nation to achieve complete AI dominance will rule them all. At least, that's the idea. The USA, Russia, and China are amongst the biggest countries in this race. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated in his own words, "Artificial intelligence is the future, not only for Russia, but for all humankind. Whoever becomes the leader in this sphere will become the ruler of the world." Those are very powerful and symbolic words. He also said that it's better to collaborate on AI efforts rather than have one country monopolize the technology. By 2030, China aims to be the world leader in AI by creating a $150 billion industry, and the USA is still going stronger than ever in lethal autonomous weapon systems. Geopolitical and military tensions have been driving this AI arms race since the mid-2010s. The competition for superior AI isn't just about military might, it's also about economic and technological dominance. The Sea Hunter is an example of a war machine from the US military. It's an autonomous warship designed to operate at sea without a single crew member. It learns to navigate the water at different speeds and can identify objects on its own using AI. As early as February 2017, Russia was working on an AI-guided missile that could decide to switch targets mid-flight. Imagine that. Missiles that can follow a target anywhere. Combat drones that operate in clusters are already deployed on certain war fronts. Such systems can work alone or collaborate with humans at scale and with super high precision. In all of this, there are obviously safety concerns. The race to develop advanced AI may lead to cutting corners on safety, resulting in increased algorithmic bias, or in simpler terms, regrettable errors.
Dual-use technology, the synthetic brain, the robots, we're moving. I found a document at the Defense Department that talks about human-robot interaction, and that is the movement that the Pentagon is taking us toward, which is where robots and humans learn to sort of love each other. And the idea that we are creating cyborg drones, which we now have rats that we can control, and we have moths that we can steer at DARPA, getting humans and to be ultimately turning over the reins to autonomous weapons. And one of the ways in which that I find difficulty in wrapping my head around this, and DARPA was one of the few places they absolutely would not let me go, which was interviewing soldiers who now have come back from that war in Iraq, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, with traumatic brain injuries. There are 300,000 of these soldiers. And the programs that DARPA has put brain chips in the brain and are working with sending electronic signals.
There's also the possibility of losing control over AI systems, especially if they reach very sophisticated levels. Additionally, the concern of power and technological advantage being consolidated in the hands of one group could potentially threaten global stability. Because of these concerns, attempts to regulate autonomous weapons and AI in general are emerging. In 2015, over 26,000 citizens and AI researchers signed an open letter calling for the prohibition of lethal autonomous weapon systems. The list of signees included physicist Stephen Hawking, Tesla founder Elon Musk, and Apple's Steve Wozniak, among others. With the way things are going, a complete ban is very unlikely. We're way past that stage. As tensions rise among the superpowers, sanctions on technological innovations are being used as tools of negotiation and power. In the last couple of months, the US has prohibited the sale of chips and chip-making equipment like semiconductors to China. TSMC, which is the world's most valuable semiconductor company, accounting for over 50% of global sales, and Nvidia, the most dominant supplier of AI chips, are caught in the crosshairs. Their inability to sell to China greatly affects their overall profit margins. On the other hand, China is struggling to keep up with AI advancements as it has access to subpar AI technology. They are forced to scale homegrown chip making in a short amount of time, which is no easy feat. So you see, there are a lot of chess pieces being moved around, and all of this is part of the race to AI military dominance. Let's now take time to talk about the shot callers in AI warfare and what kinds of stealth tech they have. DARPA is one such organization, if not the organization. DARPA was formed in 1958 and is the research wing of the US Department of Defense, meaning they work on futuristic tech, some of which is declassified and some that will never see the light of day for a very long time. The department is responsible for developing emerging technologies for military use. It was created in response to the Soviet launch of Sputnik 1. The first artificial satellite successfully placed in orbit around the Earth. This triggered a space race between both countries. DARPA is credited with innovations like weather satellites, GPS, drones, stealth technology, and even Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine. It has played a crucial role in space projects, ballistic missile defense, nuclear test detection, and the creation of ARPANET, the basis of the internet we all use today. All we can say is that whatever you've seen in a sci-fi movie, DARPA has probably worked on it. From Shaky the robot in 1966 to the four-legged cheetah that can outrun Usain Bolt, DARPA's robotic projects are insane. They've worked on bullets that can change direction in flight, self-calculating gun scopes, drones that can stay airborne for years, and contact lenses that enhance awareness for soldiers. Like any other R&D department, some of these projects are successful, and some are scrapped after a few years of development.
I want to see one of these 5-second masks in real life. It was a breakthrough. Once we could make those masks, we could do a lot of new things that we'd never been able to before. We could make your face and put it on someone else. We have one here in the museum. It's a mask that I wore in the White House to brief the President of the United States. is very effective. The design goal was put it on in a car without a mirror in the dark. You'd know, okay, that's it, it's on. Pat the hair down, get out of the car. And if you ran into trouble, you could literally pull it off in 3 seconds, crumple it down, put it under your arm, and walk down the street. So what did microdots used to do? Microdots were a way of communicating with a foreign agent, a very, very secure way of doing it. They may well be doing it today. It looks old school, but the security trumps everything else. A microdot is a page, a normal page of text, 8.5 by 11, reduced down 400 times. And what you get at the end of that reduction is a dot, a tiny black spot. There are 2 of them on the back of this stamp. He'd pull his little tiny lens out of wherever he had it stored. It looked like a grain of rice. He'd put it in the hole in the card, get some spit, pick up the dot, put it on the end of the thing, and hold it up to a light, and he could read an 8.5 by 11 page text. It was a very, very secure way of communicating with an agent.
The US government also hands out contracts to private entities working on super advanced systems that can put the military ahead of everyone else. Palantir is at the forefront of such government contracts. The company was founded in 2003 by American billionaire Peter Thiel, among others. They work on a number of projects, one of which is Palantir Gotham, used by counterterrorism analysts in the Department of Defense and the US intelligence community. They also have a Pentagon contract known as Project Maven. This project was initially awarded to Google to use the company's AI to analyze drone footage. But in 2018, employees protested renewing the contract, fearing it will lead to surveillance and unlawful data collection. Some employees prefer Google abandon military work altogether, citing concerns over transparency and potential harm.
Artificial intelligence, drones, warfare, and Google. It's a mixture that caused an uproar inside the tech giant where the early motto was "Don't be evil." So what's behind Google's contract with the Department of Defense for a project called Maven? Joining me now from Oakland is Gizmodo reporter Kate Conger, who's been covering the story. Kate, so what was the extent of what Google was planning to do and work with on this Project Maven?
So Google's role in this project has been to create artificial intelligence to do image classification on the footage collected by drones. And so they were trying to help the Department of Defense mark objects in this footage to say this car is a car, this building is a building, this is a person. So there's a couple of different concerns within the employees. Some employees at Google feel like the company shouldn't be involved with the military at all. There are other employees that feel that using artificial intelligence in this context is particularly risky. They foresee a future where eventually you have a computer making the decision of whether or not to carry out a drone strike, and they feel like a human should be the one who's making that decision, not a computer.
In April 2023, Palantir launched an artificial intelligence platform, AIP, integrating large language models for military operations. It's designed to integrate large language models like OpenAI's GPT-4 into privately operated networks. But here's the twist. They're applying it to modern warfare. In a video demo, a military operator uses a ChatGPT-style digital assistant to deploy drones, strategize tactical responses, and jam enemy communications. It's like having a virtual general at your fingertips. AIP's operation is based on classified system deployment, user control scope and actions, and industry-leading guardrails to prevent unauthorized actions. Though the human operator seems to follow AIP's suggestions, there's a human in the loop to prevent any mishaps. But the demo leaves some questions unanswered, like how will they stop the system from hallucinating facts? Obviously, the integration of AI into warfare raises crucial questions about ethics, legality, and the future of human-AI collaboration. Unlike other companies, Palantir is fully embracing the AI military-industrial complex. Their CEO, Alex Karp, has boldly stated that if the US doesn't continue to pursue advanced tech in war, then the country may be severely punished for it. What do you think about the ethics and legality of such systems? Many people are split on this approach. Some refer to it as the modern-day Manhattan Project. Coming fresh off the Oppenheimer movie, this leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. However, if the US doesn't develop such systems, it may fall behind competing superpowers like China and Russia. China especially is big on surveillance. China's government is investing heavily in surveillance networks like Skynet and Sharp Eyes, with over 500 million surveillance cameras deployed by 2021. China accounts for more than half of the world's surveillance cameras. That's absolutely absurd. They're using facial, voice, and gait recognition to identify citizens. All this surveillance is tied to a social credit system for residents. In terms of military prowess, China's People's Liberation Army, PLA, is harnessing the power of AI for warfare. This is cutting-edge stuff. Since 2009, China has been deploying intelligence systems for aerial and marine warfare. They've pioneered the use of AI in target recognition and fire control. They're distributing contracts for target detection, recognition algorithms, and multi-target fusion. China has several of its citizens working abroad, including at top firms in the USA. Some of them return home and lead innovative research projects. The country is still hungry for talent and continues to lure workers and contractors. Unlike China, several cities and states have banned the use of facial recognition by law enforcement. Companies like Amazon and Microsoft have placed restrictions on selling the technology. Other countries are monitoring the situation, and even some are influenced. The US wants to be more proactive in setting international AI and data standards that protect human rights and individual liberty. The challenge is getting everyone to agree across governments, corporations, and academics in order to build a responsible and thorough system. We've only covered a fraction of all the technology being developed out there specifically for military. Billions of dollars are poured into the most outlandish systems. Corporations like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin are driving such projects for the military. Every AI advancement that comes out also contributes in some way to more adept, lethal weapons used in battle. Meta recently released its Segment Anything model, which can identify objects in an image with a simple query. Advanced version of this can be used to efficiently identify targets in videos, as we've already seen. Cicero is another mind-blowing AI from Meta that plays the game of diplomacy and actually defeats humans. The AI combines advanced strategic reasoning and natural language to work effectively with humans. It can understand other players' objectives, propose shared goals, and communicate with clear intent. Players in this scenario represent countries like Italy and France. Cicero predicts what moves other players are likely to make. It's all about understanding and outsmarting your opponent and their actions. In the future, this system can be used to advise heads of state on negotiating tactics with foreign countries, especially during times of heightened tension. I won't go into too much detail here. I covered that in another video, which I'll share in the descriptions below. Make sure to check that out too. Robots are getting better. Every fun Boston Dynamics demo brings us closer to more agile robots that can fully replace humans on the battlefield. Other companies make robots that can mimic animal movements and agility. I'm talking about robots that can fly like birds, swim like dolphins, and even move like ants. You can infiltrate enemy territory without them even knowing. It's crazy out there, and if you don't pay attention, you wouldn't notice all these advancements. Some cities like New York and Dallas have even deployed crime-fighting bots to assist in law enforcement. I suspect more cities will adopt this too, and eventually, citizens will learn to live with robots walking the streets. The case for robots used on battlefields is that they can be deployed in high-risk areas, reducing human casualties. These machines operate without fatigue, enhancing performance and productivity, and with advanced targeting systems, robots can minimize collateral damage. Less humans would lose their lives if autonomous agents were deployed. They can also be designed for various terrains and conditions, something human soldiers might struggle with. On the other hand, there are several cases against using robots in war. who's responsible if something goes wrong? Malicious forces may also hack or abuse autonomous agents. This leads to a tricky moral maze. Autonomous agents may fire at will, endangering innocent people. Many efforts have been made to fix this by having a human approve all lethal actions. Robots might lack the empathy and human reasoning that often guide critical decisions. Imagine trying to convince a robot or plead your case. It would fall on clunky metal deaf ears. AI-assisted war machines are complex, and there are still many unanswered questions. How do we balance the pursuit of technological advancement with the ethical implications of autonomous killing machines? What are the long-term consequences of an AI arms race for international relations and global stability? How will the leadership in AI shape the future of global economic and military power? At this point, it seems we have more questions than answers. It's a brave new world out there, and AI is at the forefront. The fusion of technology and military strategy will reshape the battlefield forever. It's inevitable. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, it's goodbye.
Ma'am, that cell phone could be her trigger.
That's all I need to see, Lieutenant. Shut her down.
Yes, ma'am.